though we were running against each other. I am LaLeshia Walker Alford. Obviously, I'm a woman. And I guess you know I'm a black woman. I'm also a lifelong resident. Girl Scout, Brownie, couldn't be an Eagle Scout, don't know why that matters. Because girls couldn't be Eagle Scouts. Former prosecutor, concert pianist, public defender, lawyer, proud mother of a son who is an honor student at LSU Honors College. I am the mother of a teenager, so you cannot scare me. My family is a family of educators and entrepreneurs. My grandfather was one of the most well-educated men of his time, Joseph Walker Sr. My father has had his own business for more than 50 years. My family had the first bookstore owned by African Americans, Flynn's Bookstore. My mother picked cotton in the cotton fields of Texas and walked to Wiley College and worked her way from a janitor to the president's house. She taught school in the daytime and she cleaned up Willis Knight at night because she believed that work was right. Martin Luther King said that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Well, citizens of Caddo Parish, I can think of fewer things that matter, that affect every single one of us, than the next person who is elected Caddo Parish District Attorney. Did you know that Jim Crow segregation in the 1960s kept black people from voting? I went to Griff's. I was born in 1961, and they told my mother, and they told me to go to the back. Being a precocious child, I said, let's go home and go through the front door and make our own hamburgers. What I want to tell you is that I have lived here all my life, and I love the people here. I stand on some strong shoulders. C.O. Simpkins, whose house was bombed. Dr. Lewis Pendleton, who paid for the civil rights cases and to get people out of jail. C.C. Antwine. Dr. Harry Blake, who was beaten in Little Union Church. Ernest Lampkins. Ann Brewster. Ursula Hardy. Dr. Jesse Stone. Dr. E. Edwards Jones, whose daughter was one of the plaintiffs in the desegregation case. Arthur Brown, who integrated Byrd High School. M.L. Coleman, who founded the Shreveport Sun. Colonel G.D. Moore, founder and mayor of Moortown. Mary L. Brown, who was the first woman president of the NAACP and has 2 children who are practicing law, one of which was arrested, Frank Brown, and they rolled pennies to get him out of jail. I stand on the shoulders of that woman who organized the first picket lines. I stand on the shoulders of Representative Alphonse Jackson, Newton Smith, Hersey Wilson, the late Hillary Huckabee. These were Caddo Parish citizens and Americans who fought for justice, who fought for my voice to be heard, and your voice to be heard, who put their lives, their careers, and their families on the line. I stand here 5 feet tall as an African American woman who can stand here today, having made history twice, as the first African American elected to the city court bench and the first person in this state to put an alternative sentencing program in place to reduce incarceration and create taxpayers and not tax users. Voter registration, education, literacy, these were requirements. Dhu and I agree. Well, Lyndon Baines Johnson said, as he worked to get the Voting Rights Act passed, that to break down injustice and destroy terrible walls which imprison men and women, we must vote. We are more life indifferent. We are not black, white, conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. We are Americans. So I will not be silent.
That's right.
I will not stop fighting. Lincoln said the ballot is stronger than the bullet. I will not be silent and let a few backdoor deal people control this parish not one more day.
Amen. Amen.
So I want to reach out to all of the citizens, black, white, Jew, Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterian, women, men. I want to reach out to tell you we are all in this together. We will survive together or we will not survive together. Stand with me. Those who stood on the corners in Stony Hill and Queensboro in the rain. Stand with me. Stand with me, women who were white, women who were black. Stand with me, women who have been victims of domestic violence, who have been victims of child sexual abuse, as I was. Women who watched their mothers be thrown in front of moving cars and heard their mothers be raped in the other room. Stand with me, because Dhu believes in stopping domestic violence.
All right.
Amen. Amen.
I'm going to close. I ask you to open your eyes. Pray to God for strength. Stand up to the establishment. Vote early if you can. Vote for Dhu Thompson because he is the best person for the job. I don't want you to vote for a party. I'm asking you to vote for a person. We've done that too long and it hadn't worked out. I told my story on the campaign trail and these gentlemen stood by me, comforted me. They were perfect gentlemen, although we were in a contested race. Because they have morals.
Amen.
In closing, I want to quote the woman behind Martin Luther King. She said, if every American woman whose husband, if every American woman would increase her voting by 10%, we would see an end to budget cuts that affect women and children. Women, let's get out here and vote. Woo! There will be no more Angelas who was strapped between two chairs, stabbed 19 times, with her baby cut out of her, with her 4 children watching. That will never happen again on Dhu's watch. No one special interest group has any more right than anybody else to control this office, because one vote is equal to one vote.
That's right.
Amen.
Mr. Soros come to Caddo to see what's really going on? Why haven't you come to meet us and talk to us? We're not hillbillies and we're not ignorant. We don't need your money. We're going to stand here and we are going to show you at the ballot box what we're made of. I asked Dhu to give me a little latitude, and he said he would. In World War II, when we were rallying troops to fight for justice, Andy Williams made a song very popular. He said, "One little candle." Some of you may know that song, and I'm going to sing just a few lines of it. It is better to light one little candle than to stumble in the dark. Better far to light just your one little candle. All we need is a tiny spark. If we all say a prayer that this world would be free, a wonderful dawn of a new day we'd see. And if everyone lit your one little candle, what a bright world